Hello everyone and welcome back to the Anime Villainous Tournament arc of 2025. We have made it to the Final Four. We are in the semifinals, and our first semifinal game will be from the right side of the bracket. It is Naomi versus DrQuantum. They're going to be duking it out to see who goes into the final round against either D. Gessner or Kodake, and whichever one of them loses will go to that little spot at the bottom in the bracket to go for the third place match. So whether they win or lose this game, they've got one more game to go after it. So very exciting stuff. Let's get right into the game and see who our first finalist will be. And so here we go with the first semifinal game. We actually had a little bit of trouble with connection stuff. As you can see, Lark is actually hosting, unlike me normally hosting these games. Having a little bit of a connection issue with Quantum, but it should be resolved now. We actually already rolled the dice, and Naomi is going first, but then we had the connection issues. So we're back now, and we're going to see Naomi banning first, and she will be banning Isabella. And then Quantum is actually able to open his draft deck, which means that we've gotten over the lag. Hopefully it keeps. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it. Who will Quantum be banning? This is a really important game, semifinals. Whoever wins this goes into finals. Whoever loses it goes into the third place match. And Quantum will be banning Merrick. No one wants to have to deal with Naomi's Merrick. It is just such a scary prospect. Naomi is incredible at piloting Merrick, probably one of the best Merrick players, if not just like the best Merrick player in the competitive scene right now. I can't think of anyone else who really plays Merrick outside of probably me and Lark, and I won't speak for Lark, but I will speak for myself. I don't think I play Merrick. I definitely don't play Merrick as often as Naomi, and I don't think I play Merrick quite as well as Naomi does. I don't think I have the luck of the draw for it. I get frustrated too easily when my opponent pulls Yugi and Kaiba both on me. Ooh, man, but when you go first as Merrick and you Innocent Facade and hit turn 1 Yugi, oh, what a rush. What a rush. Both of our players deciding who they're going to play first into this blind pick. It looks like Quantum has made his decision. We see that Naomi also went ahead and pulled out Merrick. Some people do that when their opponent bans. They pull out both that have been banned. Quantum didn't bother pulling Isabella out of his deck. He just knows that he can't select Isabella. Also, we're recording this very early in the morning. I'm sorry if you can hear it in my voice. I know that it normally takes a little bit for my voice to sort of like warm up and get going. And but the best time for everyone involved for getting this match done, and we're at the semifinals now. We want to get these. He ended up pulling out Isabella. He heard me. We want to get these matches done as quick as we can now that we're in the end game of the tournament. Doing it early in the morning was the best option for both of these players and myself. Naomi thinking very hard about this blind pick. As we know, Naomi often does really take her time, especially when it comes to picking. I'm going to have to start running a clock for choosing your villain. We're going to have like a 1-minute timer that's like, hey, listen, you get like a minute to ban, and then you get a minute to pick your villain. That's all we're giving you. I guess Naomi really wasn't thinking ahead outside of Merrick. And now that Merrick has been taken away, she's just at a loss of who to play. Oh, here we go. I think she's made her choice. Her hand is grabbing. All right. Our first semifinal game is going to be between which two villains? It will be... Come on, flip them. What are you doing? Flip it. Are you taking their time? What's this dramaticism they're putting on? Loxis versus Griffith. Have we seen this matchup? I can't remember seeing this matchup. I'm sure I saw this matchup in testing when we were testing Griffith at least once or twice. This is going to be very interesting. I feel like Loxis, if played well, can really take advantage of Griffith's mid game, where Griffith is locked down on his fate when his strength is low, and there's like probably 2 heroes on his top fate, which makes it hard for him to use brand and to get fate pressure going. I feel like that's about when Loxis has finished all of his setup and he wants to be taking his big kill turns at Cardia. So I would think that, first of all, I am disgusted that Naomi moved Makarov's Resolve to where the challenge goes, because that's where the challenge goes. I bet she puts Fairy Law on top of the tile when it's out. I hate that on a personal level, but it's fine. But I feel sorry for Lark. It's early in the morning for him too, and we're going to see that Quantum is going to take his union-mandated mulligan. It's early in the morning, and he has to pay attention to Makarov's resolve, which is not fun for a judge. Makarov's resolve, and then what's the other one that's really annoying? Making sure Orochi's hand signs are correct. Some villains take more judge attention than others. So we're off to the races. Naomi is going to go straight to Guildhall. Great location. And a turn 1 Guts. That is a horrible, horrible sign for Naomi. And I'm a little surprised that she's not just covering Battlefield to stop Griffith from, like, the top fate play a challenge. I don't hate covering the game 3 because probably what Naomi wants to do is she knows she can take advantage of that mid-game slow that Griffith has to push through on Loxis, so she's not really worried about fate pressure. She's worried about making sure Griffith can't use that game 3 to get some really early progress. Oh, pulling Happy on the first fate is very unlucky. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see at all. We are going to see Gray played. Quantum deciding where to put him. Guildhall or Magnolia is the best place for him to go. Stop the top fate at Guildhall or cover up the streets. We also see Conrad thrown out to go ahead and get some strength loss on Guts. It's very useful. There's no cards in the fate deck that stop strength loss. We're going to see a Lightning Dragon Roar to blow up Gray and get a card draw. There's no card. Ooh, not a great starting hand. Just get rid of all of that. But it's good to get strength loss early because it helps with the challenge or vanquishes later. And Guts is probably going to be sitting there for the rest of the game. We're going to see Quantum go and use Vivid Nightmares to gain some power and then just discard a bunch. He really wants to draw into some challenges, hoping not to get hit by Demise of a Dream. Pulling all of the 2-strengthers on Loxis, not too great for him because it means that he's, not getting more annoying heroes to throw out, namely, like, Natsu. But on the other hand, getting those 2-strengthers means that Naomi will not be able to do, like, a freed trick into getting able to punch with Lightning Body. We are going to see a Lightning Dragon Roar to just get rid of Levy immediately. Both Lightning Dragon Roars lost right out the gate. I'm kind of surprised. It is good for Naomi to get some fate pressure. I'm kind of surprised that she wouldn't try and wait for a moment to do the Lightning Body kill and keep Lightning Body around at the same time. Gaston is pretty good here. Gonna force Quantum to go to Battlefield and punch him, or risk Gaston getting a lot of strength gain over time because there's still plenty of heroes to be played, which can be annoying. He is gonna go to Battlefield. I assume we're gonna see a challenge into Gaston Clash, and that is what we're gonna see. Alone is the card to play. Apparently, when you're Spectator, you can't do 90-degree turns on cards. So that just weakens his allies. Doesn't really matter to him right now. That gets Griffith to -1 and lets him punch Gaston. Open back up that top fate, which is going to force Naomi to have to cover it again soon. Naomi is just going to go back over to Magnolia Streets. An obscene amount of power for Loxis right out the gate here. But that power will dry up very quick because Naomi has all of her allies to play, which is a 3-coster and then 2 2-costers. And then also needs to get out a Dark Ecriture. We're going to see a Lightning Body thrown out. Pretty good preemptively to just throw that out. It makes Fairy Law essentially a... putting Freed in hand and discarding him is interesting. Doesn't have an Ecriture yet, I guess, so doesn't want to bother with Freed just yet. Planning to get him back with Thought Projection. Quantum is going to go and try and get a little more fate pressure. He really wants to cover Guildhall here because Guildhall is a very strong location, and the less Loxis is able to go to it, the better. We're going to see him get another challenge out, Empty this time, which means he needs to get an ally at every location. Empty is one of the most dangerous of Griffith's challenges because it can just lock him for a while. He can get stuck from trying to get into his showdown phase if he can't get rid of it in a timely manner. But 2 challenges out pretty quickly. Still at 3 strength, so he can still clash Pippin and Jadoo. Oh, and a whiffed fate. This has been a very unlucky Loxis fate deck for Quantum. That's really going to hurt him in the late game that he's not getting any kind of fate pressure here. Now Naomi gets to keep the Lightning Body for even longer. He wanted a hero to Guildhall, especially Michigan. Michigan would have been ideal. But he wanted a hero to Guildhall at least to cost Naomi the Lightning Body. Naomi is struggling to get her hands on a Dark Ecriture here. We're going to see Casca. She's going to go down to Battlefield and lock that down. So Quantum is absolutely on a timer now. He really needs to get out his other 3 challenges, like, in the next 3 turns, realistically. We're going to see him throw out Betrayed, which, Naomi is probably going to try and stop a Marsh play to be able to get rid of it, but he has a really good turn to go to Marsh and get rid of that challenge on his next turn. Naomi is not going to try and stop it. She's just going to go and make progress at Magnolia Street. She's going to get Ecriture out and then play Gloating, which does nothing right now. If Quantum has a challenge in hand, this is fantastic for him. He can get rid of Betrayed, and he does. Tempted is quite unfortunate. He's going to have to get rid of Tempted at some... Well, he doesn't have to get rid of Tempted, but he's going to want to get rid of Tempted at some point. But I imagine he's going to discard the rest of his hand. Indeed, he is. That'll let him get rid of Betrayed, which is very important. And we go for a Fate. He pulled the other counter magic, which is insane, but he finally pulls a hero. Unfortunately, not Mystigan. But this deck is pretty loaded now with Mirajane, Mystigan, and Natsu are all still in there. This will let Gloating get Naomi to draw 2. And we see Betrayed is gotten rid of here by Griffith. Only needs 1 more minus. Only 1 token away, but Casca and Guts are the heroes out, so that's going to last a while. Naomi is going to choose to keep Lightning Body for a bit longer and then play out Thought Projection and do a move and a play. There are no 2 Strengthers in the Fate deck, so she's not going to luck into a... there's Gajeel. She's not going to luck into a Lightning Body Clash, unfortunately. So even though it was a little unlucky for Quantum to just pull 2 Strengthers earlier in the game, it did work out for him a little bit in the long run because it stopped Naomi from getting a free Clash here with Lightning Body. We're going to see Naomi pull Corcus and cover Mercenary Camp, take away that double play there. Quantum... Unfortunately, even though he's only 1 challenge away from his goal, Empty is still out, which means that he can't use his villain ability to enter Showdown. He needs to get rid of... He realized he had 1 too many cards in his hand because of Tempted. Very easy to forget. He needs to get allies at each location, and there are a lot of Sanity Slippings coming up, which is very rough. He is going to play Guilty, which is going to get him to 0 strength, but he's got to get an ally at... this is where Empty... As I said earlier, it can be potentially the most dangerous challenge. I honestly consider it the worst challenge for Griffith because I've had this happen on more than 1 occasion in games. You really have to be prepared for Empty and get set up to deal with it. He needs to get 2 more allies out, like ASAP. We're going to see Naomi give up Lightning Body to go over to Urza's location and Stone Gaze Gajeel. Can't Stone Gaze Urza. That's her one thing with her ability. Didn't pull a Sanity Slipping, but gets Jado onto the bottom Fate, which takes away play cards. I don't think we've seen Demon Hordes being discarded or anything. So Quantum, he really needs to draw into his Demon Hordes and get them in play. He's also going to want to take a Tempted turn if he can somewhere where he just goes to his gain 2 and ends his turn, or goes to his bottom discard, discards and ends his turn. Pulling Mirajane and Mystigan here, putting Mirajane at Cardia is pretty strong. We could see Naomi going for some kills already with this setup. But Mirajane cannot be defeated by Freed, so she's a good pull to get there. Hasn't gotten Natsu yet. We're probably going to see Natsu played by Naomi as soon as she throws out, like, Evergreen or something. And then once again, Quantum forgetting he's not allowed to draw more than 3 cards at the end of his turn. What is Naomi going to do in this situation? She could go to Outskirts, I assume, if she has Evergreen in hand. I think she should, or did she discard Evergreen earlier, too? I don't remember. She could play Evergreen, Stone Gaze Gajeel, and then we're going to see a Fate here. Sanity Slipping is very damaging here. I'd probably just Sanity Slip away Demon Horde. You may be asking, why not get rid of Conrad? Well, Conrad has an on-play ability, so you want to force Quantum to have to use Conrad for something to be able to play him again. We will see the Evergreen play, which will blow up Gajeel. And then this will allow the move to play Bixlow. He'll have to go to Outskirts because the Thought Projection will have to move there. So that gets all of Naomi's allies out in play. So this is what I was talking about earlier, it's especially bad for Quantum because he's locked in Empty right now. And we are going to see that Naomi gets Natsu. But Quantum being locked in Empty right now with 2 Sanity Slippings here is very, very difficult. He's going to throw out another Demon Horde. He has to get one more ASAP, and he's discarding the rest of his hand. He doesn't want to get caught on Abandon with Demise of a Dream, so he just wants to get rid of it. And he also really wants to draw into Slan, Ubik, and Demon Horde. Void he can't afford right now, but the others he could play. We're going to see Naomi. Naomi doesn't have to worry about fading right now because she's guaranteed to be able to throw out a Sanity Slipping. I think there are 2 Sanity Slippings in here, or maybe there's just one, so that she can keep him out of Showdown for one more turn. And keeping that extra time is going to do a lot for Naomi as she sets up the rest of her allies and starts playing out heroes. Or her allies are set up, but starts getting the heroes out and gets set where she wants to be on all this. Gonna use Evergreen to get Urza a -1 and instead of blowing up Mirror Jane. Are we gonna see a Brand turn here? Interesting, a Brand turn and then moving the Demon Horde? Doesn't really matter where the Demon Hordes are right now as long as they're not stacked. We're gonna have Quantum check and see what this fate is. I don't remember what it is. Probably Mystigan and Gajiel are who you really want to pull right now, so you probably just full fate anyway. Unless it's like Happy. Oh, it's Lucy and Loki. Alright, yeah. Another reason, like, it's rarely a good call to multi-fate Loxis because you don't want to... You want to pull Counter Magic and We Are Fairy Tale to get them in the discard pile. Because you don't want to draw those. I'm not so sure about this play. Freed is just going to kill Lucy and Loki. So, Cardia is still free to open for Naomi. I'm not sure there was much better place to put Lucy and Loki. Maybe Magnolia Streets could have been better overall. Because Cardia is getting cleared no matter what. Oh, well, actually, because Quantum has put all the Soul Dolls at the far... Or, Naomi, I mean, has put all the Soul Dolls at the far left. Naomi won't quite be able to open Cardia here because she won't be able to... I didn't realize that her power had gotten back down to below 3. She won't be able to use Freed for a kill and then also replay him to trigger Evergreen. So, yeah, that play was better than I realized, actually. It does lock down Cardia for at least one turn. I think Naomi... made a little bit of a mistake in putting all of her Soul Dolls into one basket. If she had put one of the Soul Dolls at Cardia Cathedral, she could still open it this turn. She is going to go to Cardia regardless. She's going to kill Urza. Get that double draw from the Soul Doll. And then she's going to move Thought Projection to her own location. Replay a Soul Doll, and then Stone Gaze. I was going to say Soul Gaze. Stone Gaze Mira out of there. Get Levy on Outskirts, and then Lucy and Loki remain here. Not sure what's going on with that Soul Doll. I think she just triggered it, maybe. What are we at resolve-wise? 5, you're worth 2, so 4. There are 4 heroes worth of resolve out. Naomi has to play at least one more. I think Happy is in this Fate deck. We could see Quantum pull Happy. There are very few bad Fates that Quantum could get right now. We Are Fairy Tale moves Natsu to Guildhall. He's going to go to Mercenary Camp, which I'm not sure I agree with. I would probably try and put a little more fate pressure on Loxis here. I know he has to go to Marsh to trigger his Showdown. He's probably wanting to play an ally, get rid of Empty, and then move to Marsh. But this is like a guaranteed Sanity Slipping, I think, so that's not going to happen. Naomi is going to go to Outskirts or probably Guildhall here, get the fate, get rid of one, and then Quantum is going to have to move to Marsh anyway. Oh, not a Sanity Slipping, actually, but Rescued also. So Rescued means it's going to cost Quantum one more turn to get into Showdown. However, and he's not going to be able to go in Fate. However, it does not stop Empty from getting out. I thought that we had a guaranteed Sanity Slipping here. Looks like Naomi should have been going for that Fate a little bit earlier. That last one, I think, is Sanity Slipping. So pretty lucky for Quantum that Naomi didn't pull it there. Naomi's really thinking if she wants to throw out Pippin. I think Rescued is probably the better play. It most likely stops a Fate. I'm not sure if both brands are in the discard or not. Most likely stops a Fate from Quantum on his turn. But playing Pippin to the top Fate, I don't mind at all. Because it really locks down that top Fate. Yeah. Yeah, locking down that top Fate is really good for Naomi right now because she really wants to make progress. All right, very, very lucky for Quantum that Sanity slipping in and out. And we're going to see Naomi play Lightning Body to Clash Levy, which kills Juvia, and ensure that she can go to Cardia, assuming that we don't see a Mystigan. So Griffith has made it into Showdown. Femto is in play. He's still playing from behind here, I would say. Gray and counter magic is not what you want to see here. He is just going to throw Gray at Guildhall. That does move the Resolve up, and it does cover the top Fate. Naomi is most likely going to Cardia on her turn. Honestly, I could see putting Gray at Cardia here. He heard me. He didn't agree with me. Yeah, if you put Gray at Cardia, I don't think that it can be opened immediately, which is, oh, well, no, it doesn't matter because Lightning Body, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I would put Gray at Guildhall. I think Gray at Guildhall is probably the best option. So, Quantum really needs to get rid of Alone and Tempted ASAP, and then I think all of his challenges are in the discard, so he needs to, like, he needs to play, like, some Ceaseless Tortures or what have you. Because he's got to build himself up to 4 strength, like, ASAP, and actually with Guilty out, he kind of needs to be at 5 strength. He's got to build himself up on strength really quick. We're going to see a Lightning Dragon Roar, which does work even though Lightning Body has Naomi only at 2 strength to kill Gray. And then I think she immediately biding times the Lightning Dragon Roar right back because Lightning Dragon Roar is incredible. We're going to see Quantum just take a gain 2 power turn and get rid of Tempted, not playing any cards so he can get back to a 4-card hand. He really needs that right now. He's just going to be bouncing between Mercenary Camp and Marsh for a while here as he tries to keep a little bit of Fate pressure and draw back into his stuff to get rid of whatchamacallit. But unfortunately, as I said earlier, I think that this mid-game slog, which was exacerbated by Empty for Quantum, has really put him on the back foot because, yeah, and then there's a Lightning Dragon Roar. So this is already, is this game on board? I think if there's a Dragon Force in Naomi's hand, this is game on board. Dark Ecriture kills Mystigan and then moves to Outskirts and does something to kill Natsu. There are many things that could kill Natsu here. Thunder Legion will do it. Dragon Force will do it. Those many things I just said are 2 things. Thunder Palace, actually, go to Magnolia. Dark Ecriture, Mystigan, go to Magnolia. Play Thunder Palace, have Freed, kill Natsu. There are many, many ways that Naomi can win here. I think what Quantum is hoping to see the most here is Happy, which he has a 50-50 shot of, it looks like. We are going to see a Ceaseless Torture to get that reshuffle going, get a lot of those challenges back in the deck instead of the discard pile, immediately getting rid of one to get 1 strength back. And then going for a Fate to try and slow this down. Probably Happy is the best thing here. Any hero at all would be good. Godjiel, 5 strength Godjiel isn't bad. You probably just plop Godjiel on Guildhall here. Not sure there's really anywhere better for him. You could also, like, We Are Fairy Tale Mystigan over to Guildhall, I guess, just so that the Ecriture is off. But I think playing a 5-strength Godjiel to Cardia or Guildhall is better. Quantum is checking the discard pile to try and figure out what tricks Naomi could have up her sleeve. I think this is very much Naomi's game to lose, like I said, especially because of Empty. That mid-game Griffith stall just really gives Loxis a lot of leg room to work with, like an obscene amount of leg room to work with. He's debating if he wants to cover the double play to try and stop some shenanigans instead of just covering the top Fate. Fates don't do a whole lot to Griffith right now in this stage. They hurt, but they're not debilitating, really, when he's just trying to build up his strength anyway. So, not really a loss at keeping the top Fate open. Fate pressure doesn't really help Naomi very much here. Griffith is pretty much slowed down to one Fated turn anyway. A brand play could happen, but a brand play from Griffith at this point means that Griffith is doing literally nothing else other than getting one card out of hand to try and draw another card. So, very, very weak position for Griffith to be trying to do brand top Fates in this situation. Honestly, I could see a world where, especially if Naomi has Lightning Dragon Roar, I'm not sure if she has another one in hand, or even just a Thunder Dragon, I could see her killing Natsu here with the Ekriture, and then either going to Outskirts and Thunder, or Dragon Force, that's what it's called, the 4-strength form. Dragon Force killing Mystigan to set up a free Gajeel kill next turn, or even going to Gajeel and doing it. I think going to Outskirts, killing Natsu with the Ekriture, going to Outskirts, and then playing Dragon Force, or anything similar that could do it, or a Lightning Dragon Roar to kill Gajeel, basically sets up game, especially if a Fate pulls Rickert or Gaston and puts them at the top Fate to guarantee no brand. Theoretically speaking, unless her hand is, like, kind of terrible right now, it should be very easy for Naomi to set up game here. If she has a Thunder Legion in hand, she can also really easily set up getting it next turn by just repositioning, like, Freed to Gajeel and, like, getting a -1 on him or what have you, using the Ekriture to blow up Mystigan. I think she's debating right now that this is a guaranteed happy, so she's probably afraid to lose the Ekriture, but she's going to lose it anyway. I think that she can set up game here, so it's worth going for. And then if a happy does come out, you just go for a Biding Time. Or not a Biding Time, a Battle Invite. This is Sanity Slipping, if I'm not mistaken. I would full Fate and try and get a hero on the top Fate, because that guarantees game. Oh no, it's 2 Demise. Dude, I missed all of the Sanity Slippings earlier. That's my bad. I completely missed them. Well, it gets rid of Bran, which also basically guarantees game. I imagine... Oh, a Stone Gaze. Yeah, it's over. That's game. There's nothing that Quantum can do because he can't Fate this turn, and that's game on board. I'm sure that Naomi knows how to do it here. What is happening here? And that is game. Sorry, I was looking at... I knew it was game, and I was just glancing at a quick message I got to make sure it wasn't important, and it's not important. Alright, good first game. I did think that Griffith was at a bit of a bad matchup there against Loxis. Loxis really cares about, like, breezing through his mid-game, and he can make a lot of use of that, of Griffith's weak spot during that mid-game, and Naomi did very well with it. It was also a little unfortunate on those early Fates against Loxis, a whiff even with an early counter magic, and We Are Fairy Tale just did not do well for Quantum, and then he got stuck in empty as well. A little bit of unfortunateness, but I think that Loxis has a bit of a lead on that matchup in general anyway. And great play from both players. Why do they do this? Why do they try to reset the clock instead of just delete it and pull out another clock? I'll never understand. I think Butter does it too. I don't know why Lark and Butter do that. All right, so what are we going to see here? What are we going to see indeed? Are we taking a minute? Do they need a minute to step away? We might need to do a cut here, potentially. Oh, I'm getting a message. We are going to get a cut here because they are stepping away for a minute. We will be right back with the next game. It'll just be a second for you guys because of the magic of YouTube editing. Oh, we're back. They didn't tell me. I was tabbed out. They didn't tell me that we were back, but here we are. Who banned who there? Quantum. Okay, Quantum banned Dio because Quantum is the starting player now, and then Naomi immediately banned Isabella. I'm gonna wag my finger at Lark later and call for this. He DM'd me like, hey, we're stepping away for a second. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then when they got back, they were just like, oh, Chaos has probably just been staring at TTS for the entire, like, 2-3 minutes that we've been gone. We don't have to worry about, anything. Oh my goodness, Naomi is playing Beryl. Thank you, Naomi. I get to do a Beryl thumbnail. Let's go. Cole, that Beryl fraud. I'm just messing with you, Cole. But Cole, that Beryl. Oh my goodness, dude, it's gonna be a double queen Beryl thumbnail. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a double queen Beryl thumbnail. I cannot believe this. After Mr. Beryl himself didn't play Queen Beryl, I was like, I'm never gonna get to do a Beryl thumbnail in Tournament Arc, at least not this year. And then lo and behold, Quantum and Naomi coming through to just show the utmost of, you know what, we're gaming. I think this is our first mirror match in this year's tournament arc. For those of you who don't know, there's nothing against mirror matches. You can absolutely mirror match where you both play the same villain. I'm not a huge fan of mirror matches myself. We don't do mirror matches like for testing or anything, and I don't try and go out of my way to do mirror matches because I'm not a big fan of them. Mirror matches make it where deck order matters even more than usual because one of you is probably going to have better deck order than your opponent does. Like if Quantum pulls a hero off the rip here against Naomi and then Naomi whiffs a hero. Oh, Quantum is going back to use his ability because he has to use his Queen Beryl ability before he moves. He does actually have to show us what it is, and he does show us it's Jadeite. You have to prove that it's a king or a form to ensure that you're not cheating, and he didn't add a card there. He's not allowed to. But, like, Beryl cares a lot about getting hit with heroes in, like, the first 2 turns. So, like, this is one of those instances where he's setting up the double king play at Game Center because he started with a Find Human Energy in hand, which is very good. But let's see if we get a hero here. Does get Sailor Mars, which is probably the second best hero. Mars is the second best hero after Sailor Moon, I would say. So now, if Naomi does not pull a hero on the first fate, then Quantum has a huge advantage because that matters to Beryl a lot. It's very unfortunate for Naomi not to get that first turn fate whiff because now she can't go and play a card, and also she's going to add Jadeite to her hand too. So she basically has to go to like Game Center Crown to get Jadeite out here so that she can start generating power. She can't really afford to go to Dark Kingdom to get fate pressure going because she needs to get her kings placing power ASAP. Quantum is going to add Jadeite to his hand here, or Nephrite, I mean. Sorry, I get their names mixed up all the time. Going to add Nephrite to his hand. He can go to Game Center and get out Nephrite and Jadeite in one fell swoop. This is the ideal turn 1 for Beryl, to have Find Human Energy in hand, go to Hikawa Shrine, add Jadeite, then next turn go to Game Center, which has 3 power, add Nephrite, and just get both of them out in ideal setup immediately. Even better when his opponent doesn't want to Fate turn 1, because he got the top Fate cover from the Hikawa Shrine Fate words. We're going to see Naomi just go pick up 2 power and then throw out a Fate. Did get a hero, thankfully. Not as strong a hero as Sailor Mars. Probably debating if she wants Tuxedo Mask, who actually has a strength value to cover Hikawa Shrine, or if she wants to play Luna and Artemis here to pull an effect. Playing Luna and Artemis could be really good here because it would not only allow her to move Nephrite and Jadeite and mess up their placements, probably put them both at Hikawa Shrine. But, well, no, you wouldn't want Nephrite to be at Hikawa Shrine. You don't want either of them at Hikawa Shrine, actually, with the Fire Soul pull with Luna and Artemis, because then Quantum can just go to Dark Kingdom, get the free kill on Luna and Artemis, and then start putting power at Hikawa Shrine. So you probably put Tuxedo Mask here. The other good reason to play Luna and Artemis is that they pull an effect out of the Fate deck, which lowers the chance of pulling a non-hero Fate on Beryl. You do not want to pull a non-hero Fate on Beryl. One whiffed hero play against Beryl gives Beryl a lot of wiggle room to work with. I could even see a world where Naomi puts Tuxedo Mask at Dark Kingdom here, but I honestly think Tuxedo Mask to Hikawa Shrine is probably just the best. There's not really an effect you want to pull out with Luna and Artemis other than Fire Soul here, but Fire Soul isn't going to do a lot without at least one other hero in play. See, this is what I mean about mirror matches. This is a demonstrably strong start for Quantum compared to Naomi. pulling Sailor Mars as opposed to with Tuxedo Mask, as opposed to pulling Tuxedo Mask with Luna and Artemis is a world of difference. Debating if she wants to do that Dark Kingdom drop to stop the Vanquish and move there. It's just responding to something real quick. So we're going to see Quantum get his power gain here. It's very good of Naomi to take her time and think through what she's doing and all. He's adding Super Beryl to his hand, probably because he's going to Juban School and wants to discard. He knows he's discarding this turn, so he doesn't want to draw the form later. He just wants to go ahead and discard it and not have to deal with it. He's going to throw out Rico Kadar. This lets him draw 2, and he's at his discard, which is great. He can immediately do that Vanquish to open back up Hikawa Shrine, which is very strong. And then he can just discard away so that he can get to his more important cards faster. He really wants he wants to speed right now because he has the advantage for sure. He doesn't have to worry about drawing into his other allies very much. What he really wants to draw into is find human energy, actually. He wants to push his advantage against Naomi's Beryl here by getting more power out as quickly as possible. We're probably going to see Naomi throw out Nephrite here to get some more power generation going herself. Indeed we are. There's Nephrite. And she can go to any location to do this because she has enough power already stocked. We're going to see her throw out King Nephrite, and then she has another card play, maybe a Find Human Energy, or maybe she already has Kunzite in hand, or even, Kunzite is the one who loses strength. I was thinking of Zoocyte. She could go ahead and throw out Zoocyte, even though Zoocyte doesn't have targets for placing power right now, but she could also throw Kunzite at Mars to try and have him kill Mars later. Actually going to throw out Bakeen, hoping to just draw another 1-cost 2-strength ally to throw into Mars later, and then choosing to get a Find Human Energy to try and get some more power generation going. Beryl's biggest hurdle is at the start of her game, where she needs to get enough power going and generating to where she can start throwing out kill cards like DD Girls and Ultimate Attack and whatnot. She needs to get to like 5+ power and keep that 5+ power so that she can blow people up, essentially. Quantum is debating where he wants to put Bakeen here because of healing escalation. On one hand, he wants Bakeen at Hikawa Shrine to defend it. If a hero comes out, then any hero other than Sailor Moon, he can play another 1-cost 2-strength ally to Hikawa Shrine and get the Vanquish with them plus Bakeen. However, it also means that he's adding Find Human Energy to his hand as well. They're both trying to speed up power gain. However, on the other hand, it means if Healing Escalation is pulled, then Bakeen will cover the top fate and do the opposite of what he's supposed to do. And then Quantum is immediately going to get Sailor Moon right after, debating if he wants to cover Juban, where a lot of power can be gained, or if he wants to cover Dark Kingdom. I would cover Juban here because it stops the power gain from Nephrite, which is +2, which is a lot, instead of just blocking the +1 from Jadeite. Naomi might move Nephrite out of that as a result. He'll lose some strength to Mars as a result. But Naomi has to go to Juban this turn if she wants to blow up Sailor Mars anyway, by throwing an ally into it. So he is in the end going to cover Juban. I think that's smarter. Naomi is not getting any use really out of the move and Vanquish here right now. Could move Nephrite, which would be nice, but she didn't get 2 power this turn, which is a positive. She is going to move Nephrite despite the Sailor Mars strength loss, debating where she wants to put him, if she wants more power at Dark Kingdom, which is very important, or if she wants it at Game Center, which is less likely to be blocked by a hero. But yeah, this really just goes to show what I mean about mirror matches. It's such a stark difference in what like getting Mars followed by Moon does for Naomi when her first fate was really inert, almost a whiff even, because Quantum was able to deal with it instantly. Not technically inert, but close. Okay, so now we're going to see that Naomi actually gets Mars. However, this is a very easy fix for Quantum. He just needs a single 1-cost ally, of which he has 6 more coming up. I don't think have we seen him discard any of them? He lost Rika Kadar earlier, I think. So he's got like at least 4, probably, at least 3, probably 4 or 5 1-cost allies that could either be in his deck or his hand. So it would be very easy for him to get rid of Mars here and keep that Hikawa Shrine pressure open. And he definitely doesn't mind going to Juban to do it, to gain 4 and do the Vanquish. He could also go to Dark Kingdom just to pick up a lot of power and do a Fate. And that is what he's going to do. Naomi isn't going to be able to Fate. I don't think that she's in a position where it's possible for her to uncover Hikawa Shrine. Oh, debating it, he's actually going to go to Juban. I think Juban and getting rid of Mars or going to Dark Kingdom to just gain some power and get another Fate off, I think either are perfectly fine plays here. He is going to play Vina. Doesn't need to use Vina's movement. He's just going to kill Mars, keep his territory clean, which is very important for Beryl. Quantum really got the early momentum here, and Queen Beryl is all about momentum. Once she gets snowballing, it's very difficult to do anything meaningful to her. Even when she enters Showdown and the super strong Sailor Moon comes out, it's very difficult to do anything meaningful to her. So, Quantum has already hit this snowball a lot earlier than Naomi, which is going to be causing Naomi a lot of trouble. I'm surprised that we're not seeing Naomi go to Juban and play a one-cost 2 strengther to kill Mars. Might not have it in hand, to be honest. We're going to see her throw out a human energy. Going to Game Center most likely means that she has 2 cards to play. Debating if she wants to put that fine human energy somewhere else. Did she get Dark Crystal? She's got Kunzite, so she's going to put Kunzite there and try and weaken down Mars to kill her more efficiently, probably. Quantum is going to get another 4 total power here. He's using his ability probably to get Zoisite. Indeed, he will get Zoisite. Should shuffle his deck. I doubt he actually paid attention to what his deck order was, but you're supposed to shuffle your deck after using Beryl's ability. I don't think he did. Maybe he did and I missed it. Maybe he did and I missed it. It's not a big deal either way. I doubt he actually paid attention to and willingly chose to keep his deck order the way it is. He's going to go to Hikawa. He has a fine human energy to play, and he just wants to discard. What he really wants right now is... he could have also just gone ahead and thrown out Zoisite at Dark Kingdom. What he really wants to do right now is he really wants to draw into Dark Crystal so that he can use Dark Kingdom more freely. That's what both players want. We're going to see a Bubble Spray Crescent Beam Fate here, so... could do some moving around, potentially. Honestly, I don't hate using Bubble Spray to move Mars to Dark Kingdom and to put Moon at Hikawa Shrine. It'll take a little more effort to get rid of Moon from Hikawa Shrine than it will Mars, and Mars blocking the gain 3 at Dark Kingdom would be very strong. He can hear me? He can hear me, chat? He can hear me? He's in my walls? Yeah, I don't think that's not the strongest Fate ever. Obviously, against Beryl, you always want to pull a hero, more or less. Occasionally, you'd prefer a Fire Soul, but you really want to pull hero plays as Beryl. But that's I think that's the best you could do with that Bubble Spray there, and it is pretty damaging at the end of the day. So only 1 power gain for Naomi here. Are we going to see her use Kunzite's ability? She's going to pull in Super Beryl. She's planning on going to a discard this turn. She's going to go to Juban to get that discard. We could see a an ally play into killing Mars with at the cost of Nephrite, even though you don't really want to do that unless you have a go now immediately ready to go. We're actually going to see her give up Kunzite to get rid of Moon. I think that's fair. She wants to try and get some Fate pressure back here. I don't think that it was a bad decision by Quantum to move Moon into that kill. He's very likely to pull a hero on his next Fate because I think we have the Cats, Jupiter, Mercury. We're going to see a go now actually to move Nephrite to Game Center just to get more power generation going. Very interesting. He's got decent odds at pulling a hero here. Don't forget to place down that power, buddy. Did he place down his power? I hope he did. It doesn't look like he did. Shouldn't Juban be at 6? Gonna go for a Fate. Does not get a hero. Fire Soul isn't too bad here. This is gonna let Naomi have a Hikawa Shrine turn, which there's not much you can do about that. You already know that at least 1 go now is gone. I would move Jadeite and Kunzite into Mars and just weaken them down. Jadeite will only put 1 power at Juban School, and then Nephrite will be putting none, and they're both so weak. They're doing nothing to get rid of Mars. Again, not the ideal Fate. You want to see a hero, but that's probably the best Fate that Quantum could have gotten outside of pulling any hero. The Cats would have been especially good there because he could have replayed Bubble Spray to have Mars cover Hikawa Shrine. Or to pull the Fire Soul to do that play. Did he remember to put down his... Someone in chat fact check that. Did he lose out on like 4 power there because he forgot to put it all down? Am I crazy? We're going to see a Fate, and it's going to be Moon Healing and Supreme Thunder. I keep getting messages I need to pay attention to when I'm recording these games. I was just double checking real quick that it didn't actually matter. So Supreme Thunder here, better play because the other one is a dead Fate. Doesn't do anything. There's no allies out to hit with it. I don't think we've seen Silver Crystal yet, so getting rid of Gameson here isn't that strong because Gameson is normally used to get Silver Crystal back when you need it. It is just going to be the Zoicide kill. Killing one of the kings here is probably the best play. Gameson will be able to get that king back, so maybe Gameson would have been better. I'm not sure. It's a rough Fate either way. Pardon me, a tickle in my throat. I should have gotten a drink of water. But yeah, like I said earlier, mirror matches. The Fate deck has been much kinder to Quantum than it has been to Naomi, and that is showing. Plus, Quantum got to go first, which always makes a difference, especially in mirror matches. We're going to see a go now just to move Kunzite to get more power at Game Center Crown. Naomi really wants to be able to get some power there and do some double plays with it as a result. Quantum, don't forget your power. He heard me. He's in my walls. I think he missed that last turn. I really want to know. I'm really curious. He's playing from ahead, so it's not like a debilitating mistake, but it definitely doesn't help. He's going to put... yeah, because we just saw Healing Escalation go, and I think the cats are gone too, so he has no fear of just throwing allies wherever he wants them to go. So he's going to play Gameson to get Zoicide back in hand and then play Zoicide. Neither player has gotten their Dark Crystal yet, which is very interesting. We're going to see Naomi is just going to take this turn to gain power, build up a stockpile, and throw out a Fate. Did get Venus, and is going to choose to throw Venus at Nephrite. Covering Hikawa Shrine doesn't do a lot here at this point. Naomi really wants to slow down the power gain for Quantum, but it looks like in the end she is going to decide to cover Hikawa Shrine. I think we're very likely to see Quantum just throw another 1-2 coster into Venus and kill her here. Although he could take the opportunity if he has Dark Crystal or Silver Crystal to play them here while he has the allies out to reduce the cost of Silver Crystal. He could also go to Dark Kingdom here to try and get Mercury or Jupiter on that top Fate. I could also see that. But honestly, Fates don't do a ton to Quantum when he's already at like 19 power. If I were him, I would just be I would be keeping heroes out of my territory and rushing playing those objective cards. Actually going to throw down Kunzite, so probably not going to go for the kill immediately. Going to try and weaken Venus with Kunzite first. And as a result, keep out some allies. I imagine probably what he's wanting to do here is get a Game Center Crown turn where he can play another 1-cost ally and then play a very cheap Silver Crystal. He really wants to have that discount on the Silver Crystal play so that he can get to Super Beryl ASAP. They're checking to see if what fates are potentially going to hit. Oh, he's actually going to immediately do the Vanquish on Venus. It's always good to get the heroes out of there. I'm a little surprised, though, that he wouldn't just be trying to get a cheap Silver Crystal play. Because if he can get into Super Beryl quickly enough, well, that's going to be a Force Miracle Romance. There's no one to Bubble Spray. It doesn't really matter where Naomi puts this power. She probably just wants to spread it out a bit. Yeah. Spread it out while putting none of it at Hikawa Shrine, I think, is the best thing to do. This is going to be a good Game Center Crown turn when Quantum goes there to hopefully play out an ally plus Silver Crystal. We're going to see him throw out DD Girls to cover Hikawa Shrine, so that's basically uncoverable. It is going to be impossible, really, for Naomi to contest Hikawa Shrine at this point. Both Vanquishes are open. DD Girls are in play. Cat into Fire Soul can mess with it. That's really the only option, but Cat is also in the discard. Then we're going to see a Fate. It's going to be Jupiter and Moon healing escalation. No escalation target, so probably just throw Jupiter on Hikawa Shrine or Game Center Crown to block that power gain. Honestly, with Quantum playing from ahead, it's never bad to block power generation. It really slows down Beryl, but and there's also the chance of an ultimate attack coming out here, so it blocks at least 2 power, even though Jupiter will die to the ultimate attack. But honestly, at this point, I would just try and stimmy the Fates as much as possible, contest that Fate location. And it will just be a ultimate attack, so in the end, Jupiter there probably was the best play because it stops that 2 power gain. But also, it could have worked out for Quantum if Naomi didn't have ultimate attack immediately to just try and block Hikawa for a little bit. We're going to see Naomi play Bunbo, gets to look at the top 6 cards of the deck, discard any number, reorder them, and all that. Discards all of them. Territories aren't looking that different between the two, and their power isn't too far off from one another. But Quantum has a lot more power on board than Naomi does. He just has to do a lot of picking it all up. And we're going to see him do his Bumbo turn. He's able to use DD Girls with Zoa's Sight to put power at Hikawa Shrine now, and now he can also choose to put it at Dark Kingdom with Bumbo. Were these not already at 5? Did he forget to do his power uptick again? Or am I losing my mind? I think I might be losing my mind. I'm not sure. Placing power with the kings is optional. It's not mandatory, specifically so you don't have to keep remembering to click them up when you don't need to anymore. Oh, he's doing his silver crystal turn here. So Quantum is the first one to get one of the 2 objective cards out. You have to get Silver Crystal out. That's the first objective card. Next one is Super Beryl. So all he has to do now is get to 30 power, and he has 20 power if you count the power on the board. That's 5, 10, 11, plus the 9 is 20. So he just needs to generate 10 more power and pick it all up. He'll probably want to generate a little bit more than 10 power, so he doesn't have to do too much running around to pick it all up, words. Nami is going to go to Hikawa Shrine. She needs to make use of Hikawa Shrine as much as she can while it's open to try and slow down Quantum, who has a serious edge right now. Throwing out an Ominous Sunspots. This is a matchup where Ominous Sunspots, this mirror match, Ominous Sunspots matters a lot, actually. Naomi is very likely to get that 5 power, and it could very well put her into Showdown, like right after Quantum enters Showdown. We are going to see the Jupiter pull. She is just going to slap her at Dark Kingdom. There's nowhere else really safe for her, and it takes away the move of easily moving someone into the Jupiter kill. Sorry, something in my throat. Still going to be a good bit of power gain here for Quantum. He is going to go to Hikawa Shrine. Are we going to see an ultimate attack to just blow up Jupiter? I think we are. Indeed we are. Going to let him fade again and do some discarding. He really just wants to discard and find human energy at this point. There's Venus and Mercury, so this is probably going to be Venus onto the top Fate. I think is probably the best option. Venus can't be hit by an instant all-out attack, or all-out attack, ultimate attack. What's with Larkina's attack cards? And because Sailor Mars is blocking that move Vanquish, it's not easy to move Bunbo and another ally into the kill on Venus. Is going to end up putting Venus at Game Center Crown, which, putting Mercury. I'm not sure about this. Again, it slows Naomi down. I wouldn't really be trying to slow Naomi down right now, though. Naomi does not have as much power as Quantum does on board, and Naomi hasn't played Silver Crystal yet, and Naomi is not really set up to deal with Mars at the moment either. I would just be covering that top Fate, let Naomi get a little bit of objective by going between her non-Fate locations, because you kind of want her to be going between those non-Fate locations to try and play catch-up, so that you can just speed ahead while your territory is crystal clear. I hope that Quantum plays Ominous Sunspots. Because Ominous Sunspots are worthless once a Beryl hits Showdown, so if they both have Ominous Sunspots out, it means that the one who enters Showdown first gets nothing from their Sunspots, and the other one gets a lot. It's very funny. So we're going to see DD Girls from Naomi finally to kill Sailor Mars and then move DD Girls into Venus to be able to kill Venus next turn. Neither player has played Dark Crystal yet, which is astounding. Quantum is reshuffled. It must be in his hand, right? Because it didn't get Supreme Thundered earlier. The Supreme Thunder that hit him got rid of Zoisite, who got Game Send back. So I imagine we could probably see a Juban School turn to play Dark Crystal. Or Game Center to play Dark Crystal in another card, potentially. Is that 17 power between Dark Kingdom and Juban? Or no, 16, actually. He decided to put the extra 1 from Zoisite at Kingdom instead of Hikawa Shrine. 17, that puts him at 25. He needs a little bit more. He's going to go to Game Center Crown here. If he has, like, Find Human Energy, he could set up. There's the Dark Crystal, as prophesized. Both players got a late Dark Crystal, the Beryl Experience Classic. He really wants to have, like, a Find Human Energy, or even a Useless Failure on Bumbo here would actually be really good, because he wants to get it to where he can go to Juban and then go to Dark Kingdom in the next 2 turns and play Super Beryl. He's going to play Rika Kadar here, actually, to draw 2, which doesn't really matter because that just refills his hand. He would have drawn at the end of his turn anyway. Does he have enough power generation to where he can just get Super Beryl in the next 2 turns? He might not need to worry about doing like a Useless Failure or anything like that. If he drew Find Human Energy or Useless Failure and he needs that power, he'll probably go to Juban, play them to pump up Dark Kingdom. That way he can go and do Super Beryl at Dark Kingdom next turn. Otherwise, he might go to Dark Kingdom anyway just to get a Fate and then go to Juban after, where Nephrite puts more power in. Naomi probably just want to go to Dark Kingdom and kill Venus with DD Girls here, right? No, she's going to Game Center Crown. Why Game Center Crown? Playing Dark Crystal to Game Center Crown to get 2 plays here regardless? Okay. Well, you're playing for behind. You got to make some big swings, I guess. Gonna play Vina, use that to move Nephrite over to Hikawa, and then use the normal move to get Dark Crystal closer over to Dark Kingdom. This is a very interesting turn. I'm not sure I agree with it over just going to Dark Kingdom and blowing up Venus and then, like, moving Nephrite over, but it is what it is. That's 19 power. Is he putting one at Hikawa? Why would you go to Hikawa or put one at Hikawa at this point? It's fine. Now he definitely has enough. 20, 28, so he just needs, like, Jadeite. So no matter what hero Naomi pulls, I think Fire Soul could maybe mess with it, but it wouldn't really do much. No matter what hero Naomi pulls, there will be enough power here, because if we're going to see a Miracle Romance of Supreme Thunder, going for the Supreme Thunder, probably just get rid of Ultimate Attack here. Getting rid of Gameson actually is pretty good here, because Naomi... Actually, yeah, get rid of Gameson here, because Naomi doesn't have Silver Crystal. She's going to have to draw into it. Yeah, it's going to be very annoying for Naomi. But even if a hero goes here and blocks the gain 2 from Nephrite, 2 goes to Dark Kingdom with Zoisite, Bunbo, plus Jadeite. Or if you block Dark Kingdom to stop the Jadeite Zoisite play, then plus 2 goes here from Nephrite. Is going to play Vina here. Might throw off his math by just 1 power on being guaranteed to get it in the next 2 turns, but nah, he'll be fine, I think. No, because he has 2 turns of power generation. Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Unless something insane happens. He should, like, have it on lock here to get into Super Beryl. And his territory is so insanely set that there's really nothing Naomi can do hero-wise. Like, no matter where Naomi puts Sailor Moon and then a subsequent hero play, there's, like, no saving it. We're going to see the DD Girls kill, and is going to pay the 2 to keep DD Girls at 3 strength over at Hikawa Shrine. Moves the Dark Crystal in to get the play a card. Thanks to Jadeite and Zoisite being there, which will let her play Boxy, who will get 1 strength and really guard that location. And be able to start putting power there with Zoisite. Then we're going to see Sailor Moon and Mercury. Finally, Moon makes her appearance. Moon is going to be force played soon, so you might be tempted to throw down Mercury instead, and it looks like that is what Naomi is going to do. Take away 1 power at Juban and, or take away 1 power at Dark Kingdom and weaken it. Make that location worse. That stops all the power gain at Dark Kingdom now. Zoisite or Jadeite, either or. Still going to get the +2 at Juban and an extra 1 at Game Center. Oh, and then can also put 1 on Hikawa. Good to guard for the challenge, although I don't think the challenge will do much at this point. He's going to put him up to 21, I think. Yeah, I think you should have gone to Dark Kingdom first here, actually, because now you don't have enough power at Dark Kingdom. Gonna do the Zoisite kill. Okay. And then go now him right back. Yeah, so not gonna... I don't... That'll be 9, 28. Not unless you have a useless failure, actually, could do it. If you have useless failure, you won't be able to play Super Beryl because you'll have to play useless failure, but you can useless failure Bunbo to get this up high enough while you're there to get the power necessary to play Super Beryl. Which is really all Quantum wants right now, because we now see that Naomi is at clean territory finally. She still has to play out Silver Crystal, and she's very behind on power. But now her territory is clear, and she's got a lot of allies out to help. We're seeing that she's trying to use Rika Kadar and then just discarding hard to get Silver Crystal because she needs it immediately. Pulling Sailor Venus here is pretty great. Just to recover that, stop power gain there. I think probably Quantum goes to whatchamacallit this turn anyway. Gets that 6 power, builds up some power at like Juban and Game Center, I guess. And then goes to get the power he needs from them later. Oh, he's actually going to go to Hikawa and Fate from there, play a useless failure or a find human energy. We also have to remember that Naomi is going to get a 5 power gain from Ominous Sunspots. I just don't think Naomi is going to be able to generate and also pick up enough power to catch up to Quantum. Although if Quantum keeps dilly-dallying and not playing out Super Beryl, he might make an opening where Naomi does have the opportunity to catch up. He's really got to get Super Beryl out and just close out this game. Otherwise, Naomi might luck into some a little bit of luck on the Fate deck on pulling like 4 Strengthers in Quantum Showdown, and if Quantum whiffs a Fate or 2 against Beryl, could make a huge difference. Looks like Quantum is checking to see what this Fate is. I think you full Fate no matter what, to be honest. Because I don't think it's a hero, is it? Or no, is it Mercury? No, he played Mercury a second ago, didn't he? It's so hard to keep up with the decks when it's a mirror match, man. It's so difficult. Is it going to be a multi? It is going to be a multi. It is the cats. Okay, yeah, cats aren't too bad here. Probably just healing escalation Boxy. Healing escalation on Boxy is probably the most painful thing that can happen here. I don't think you get a whole lot out of Fire Soul in this situation. Rika Kadar. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, why would you not pick Boxy here? He's actually at 3 strength, which means Zoisite has to kill him, basically. And it stops the Zoisite being able to put power here. And takes away the move Vanquish. That move Vanquish is deceptively strong. For people who don't play much Beryl, you may be thinking like, oh, you already don't have a play a card at Dark Kingdom. Once you have the play a card, isn't that all that matters? Very important to get the Dark Crystal play a card. But that move Vanquish lets Beryl do a lot of cleaning up her territory. And that's kind of the name of the game for Beryl, is territory control. The more she controls her territory, the more unstoppable she becomes, because she's a snowball. We're going to see an ultimate attack to get rid of Boxy, and then it's a free kill on Luna and Artemis, moving over Jadeite to get more spread of power gain, because Jadeite just putting 1 power instead of putting 1 power at 2 locations is pretty weak. Tuxedo Mask is a pretty good get here. Block up that power gain and put a +1 on Venus. See, this is what I was talking about how Quantum really just needs to get into Showdown. If I were him, I wouldn't even be looking at killing any heroes right now, because if you just enter Showdown as Beryl, then you can very easily get kills. You get to start clashing most everyone, and you don't have to pay for, like, Kunzite or DD Girl's ability or whatnot. He should really just focus on getting, like, I would go to Game Center, gain the 5, and then next turn go to Dark Kingdom and play the card. Or you can do it in this order. That also works too. But just get that Super Beryl out, and then you should, realistically, Quantum should definitely be able to win this faster than Naomi. from being ahead as he is, and his territory is even more set up because his allies don't have a lot of weakness like DD Girls and Nephrite. This Nephrite got weakened down so early and has been here the whole time. So that's a Venus that is too strong for DD Girls to kill because they're 3 strength and Venus is 4. And then we're back over to Naomi. Naomi's going to go over to Juban, gain 7, get up to 10. Throw down Bakin, probably going to take a Find Human Energy at this point, honestly. He really has to pick up the energy speed. Actually going to take an all-out attack, or an ultimate attack, which is also good to be able to, going to choose to lose DD Girls here, because wants to be able to replay him on the reshuffle at full strength. This is also, getting the ultimate attack is also fair. I just worry that, Naomi really does have to keep her Fate ability open, but I'm worried that she's just not going to be able to get enough power fast enough to catch up to Quantum, who is going to enter Showdown here. Has she played Silver? She still hasn't played Silver Crystal. I thought that she already had Silver Crystal out for a second there. Yeah, this is definitely Quantum's game to lose. Gonna put Kunzite in his hand. It wouldn't be the worst ever to kill Venus before Moon comes out, but also I think you're fine just playing Super Beryl. And we will see the Super Beryl play, so it's going to trigger Ominous Sunspots, I think, at the end of turn. Yeah, at the end of turn, it'll trigger Ominous Sunspots, give that gain 5 to Beryl. I don't think that's going to be enough of a boost at this point to catch up, but... And actually going to ultimate attack and get rid of Sailor Venus before Sailor Moon hits the field, so Venus won't get to that very difficult to break 7 strength threshold. So now we're going to see that Naomi gets to play Sailor Moon and attach Silver Crystal to her, and is just going to put her at the top Fate even though DD Girls are there. There's like 4+ strength at every location, so it doesn't really matter where you put Moon. The only other potential place might have been Game Center Crown, but no, even that doesn't matter because then you just move DD Girls into her. This is the safest spot because you can't move Vina or Rikikadar into the Moon kill. And we're going to see that Naomi is going to get out Silver Crystal, got the 5 power from Ominous Sunspots, which you love to see. She's at 12 power with only 5 on board, still a little behind. Pulling Mars immediately is pretty nice here. You probably want to cover the move Vanquish at the far left, because that is how Quantum will really get his kills going at this point. I think we probably, honestly... No matter where Mars goes, I think we see Quantum go to Juban, get the Mars kill, and then clash Tuxedo Mask just to clean up the territory and then just have to deal with Moon. Yeah, I would probably go to Juban to clash Tuxedo and then just give up everyone here to kill Mars. Just Boxy and then, like, Bakin, I guess, to get rid of Mars. It means you're not getting any Fate pressure, but, like, killing 2 heroes is better than getting Fate pressure. And he does have Kunzite to throw out. Oh, he can actually get the Kunzite kill here. I didn't even realize. Yeah, because DD Girls are there. Why would you get rid of DD Girls? Why would you not move DD Girls, like, literally anywhere at -1? Having the 4 strength body on board is worth it. I forgot that he had Kunzite in hand, so he had the guaranteed Moon kill. So killing Moon is better here. Loses an extra 1 on DD Girls because of Mars, so it's a 3 strength actually, but still worth keeping. And then just clashes Tuxedo Mask and can move to and clash Mars next turn. So Naomi has to go to Dark Kingdom, has to Fate. If Naomi doesn't get a hero, it's basically over. It is over if Naomi doesn't get a hero, because no card will save Mars from either being clashed or vanquished. Moon Escalation is basically a hero. This doesn't matter if Quantum has an ultimate attack in hand. If Quantum has ultimate attack in hand, it's game no matter what. Is going to be turning Boxy into a hero, so this way that Quantum can't go clash Mars and then go clash one of these over here the very next turn. But it doesn't really matter. If he has ultimate attack, it's game. If he doesn't have ultimate attack, it's still going to be a setup for game. He gets to go here, clash, and Fate to hopefully cover Hikawa Shrine. We're going to see a Dome of Darkness just for funsies. Weaken them all down. And then a Fate. Didn't get a hero, so Naomi is going to get at least 1 more Fate. Moving Jadeite all the way over to Hikawa and moving Zoisite, just taking away the Dark Crystal play. Very, very clever. All of the kings are far away, so... And Naomi has to go to Hikawa Shrine, otherwise it's game over because this Vanquish is set up. I don't know what the Fate deck looks like, if it's possible that a whiff could happen here to make it game. Also, Naomi is going to have to take a non-Fate turn to go get all this power at Game Center to be able to play Super Beryl. Has it set up to where she can play Super Beryl next turn by going there, but I think it's very likely that Quantum wins this turn or next. Did get the cats, so that's going to be a healing escalation. That's the best possible Fate. It's going to turn another ally into a hero here. That should buy Naomi one more turn, at least. But again, Naomi has to go to a non-Fate location to gain the power to play Super Beryl. So when Naomi does that, whether it's this next turn or the turn after, that is probably the turn that Quantum will win, because the only thing that's stopping him from game is the fact that Naomi is pulling a hero on every Fate. Very unlucky to get Luna and Artemis here. It's the only way to get two heroes out right now. If I were Quantum, I would just go to Juban, do a Vanquish, a free Vanquish on Luna and Artemis, and then discard my entire hand and hope that I draw ultimate attack. You don't really need to worry about fading because Naomi has to go here. Ah, Gameson, that'll also do it. So this forces Naomi to go to the Fade again because this is game on board. Just do the free Vanquish on Luna and Artemis or trade ally for ally. It doesn't matter. Gonna choose to kill Bikini. Again, it doesn't really matter how you do this. In the end, it's boxy. But ultimate attack and Dark Crystal play there. This is game. So unless Naomi just wants to give up, basically, she has no choice but to go to... she's going to get 30 power at the game center. That's how she's going to do it. She has to Fate here. Ultimate attack into normal clash ends the game. If she doesn't Fate, she loses. I think she's looking to see if it even matters and if she'd rather just get into Showdown to say that she hit Showdown before game was over. This game did end up getting quite a bit closer than I expected it to. Props to both players. Nami especially played pretty darn well from behind because she was on the back foot for the whole game. But the fact that she could go play Super Beryl, enter Showdown, and then just Sailor Moon hits the board, probably at Dark Kingdom because there are no allies there, is pretty good. Pretty good. She is going to go over and do the Fate. She can't play a card because Dark Crystal doesn't work unless there's a king here. She's actually going to move Dark Crystal towards the kings instead of vice versa. And then go for a Fate. And she doesn't get a hero. She can Supreme Thunder the ultimate attack away. So if he doesn't have two ultimate attacks in hand, then he can't win on his turn. I think. That is the best option. Is to Supreme Thunder and try and buy one more turn. But again, all she's doing is buying a turn at a time. That's why that last pull being Luna and Artemis was so good, is because even though this isn't a hero pull, it can still delay Quantum by one more turn because he had two heroes played to him last turn. And all to the same location at that. Not sure what Naomi is thinking about. She has to Supreme Thunder here, otherwise it's game over. Oh, she could Fire Soul Zoisite away to stop the Dark Kingdom play a card. Yeah, okay, so she can Fire Soul and it works here. That's not too bad because now she can put more heroes at Dark Kingdom and there aren't allies there to do anything about it. But again, I don't think it's really going to matter because all it does is buy one turn. Quantum goes to Dark Kingdom, he Fates, maybe covers Hikawa Shrine, and then next turn he goes to Juban and like plays an ally into a kill or something. We're going to see a go now to move Zoisite over. He's actually going to use the top Fate. And I guess what he's trying to do here, he still has game set up because now he can do the clash into the ultimate attack. He just wants to try and get more Fate pressure to cover this top Fate. And he did get Mercury. He just wants any hero at that top Fate. If he can buy one turn of not being fated, it's over. Naomi has to Fate or she loses. So if she has ultimate attack in hand, she can uncover the shrine and still get a Fate off to try and delay the game. But it really is a losing battle. The fact that she has to go here to get the power she needs to enter Showdown, she would have to Fate while getting into Showdown to truly have a chance. She's going to get to 30 power at Game Center. She does have ultimate attack, so she is going to get to Fate again. All it takes is one whiffed Fate for this game to be over. Next turn, Quantum is going to be going to Dark Kingdom no matter what, basically, to Clash and Fate. So it really is just like Naomi might be able to delay the game enough. There's Jupiter. Naomi might be able to delay the game long enough to enter Showdown herself, but the second she takes that off turn of not fading to enter Showdown, which will play Sailor Moon probably to Dark Kingdom or her top 8, it'll be Dark Kingdom. Then it's like it's game anyway. There's the ultimate attack that'll kill Jupiter. And then I would Clash Bakine. You want to leave Luna and Artemis for last because they are not only a free kill, but also you don't want them to be on the reshuffle. There's Mars. I'd probably cover Dark Kingdom. Honestly, at this point, covering Dark Kingdom wouldn't be that bad. Just take away that move action. Yeah, and then clashes Bakine. So once again, we are very much at game here. We'll see what Naomi gets off the top. Getting Sailor Moon here would be diabolical. Bunbo loses 1 strength on the move, but Zoocyte has 3 strength, so that will kill Mars to open back up the top fate. Naomi's win condition at this point is a timeout, but this should be game. He just needs an ally or an ultimate attack in hand. Or go now. So many cards would kill Luna and Artemis here, so that will be game. Well played by Naomi. Could have entered Showdown at any time there and would have been in a pretty good Showdown position, but the second she didn't fade, it was game over. So good games from both players. Fun Beryl mirror. I'm glad that we got to witness that in Tournament Arc. And this does mean that we will be going to a Game 3, which I should have time to record. I should have time to record Game 3, yeah. I was double checking to make sure because I didn't expect this to go so long. But here we are. Both players really taking their time and thinking out their turns. As they should. You have the clock. Make use of the clock, you know. So, are we going straight to... It's going to be Naomi is back to being first player. Are we going to go straight to bans and all, or are we going to step away again for another second? I don't see hands moving, so we might be... Oh, wait. We might be going. We might be getting right into it. I don't see Naomi's hand. She might have had to step away. Yeah, I think that's the first mirror match we had this year. I'm sure we probably had a mirror match or two in previous years, but I'm fairly confident we haven't had one yet this year. Again, I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't think they're bad necessarily, but I do think they make deck order even more vital for both villains than it typically is, which I'm not a huge fan of. Deck order is, you naturally have some RNG in an asymmetrical card game like this on, like, what cards you draw, when what happens, etc. That's just how it is. There's nothing you can do about, like, that RNG, and it's what makes it's part of what makes the game interesting, is that it adds a little bit of a random element to the game that you kind of need to give room for skill expression and whatnot, to know what to do in what scenario based on what you draw and based on what your Fate deck does. But it becomes really, really pronounced in mirror matches just how much a more favorable deck order makes a difference or not. And it looks like our competitors did have to step away for a minute after that game, so we're going to have another cut here, and we will be back in just a moment with the third game. We are back. They once again did not tell me they were back, but I was paying more attention this time. We're going to see Isabella and Merrick ban. Alas, Naomi is never allowed to play Merrick. But, and also Quantum does not want to deal with Isabella. Or no, that's Naomi who banned Isabella. Naomi does not want to deal with Isabella, which I don't blame her at all. Isabella is a nightmare in the meta right now. Very difficult to handle. Now, Quantum has to pick first here and let Naomi counterpick because he won the last game. And who they select here could be a major factor in how this last game goes. I mean, obviously it could be a major factor, but with the semifinal match on the line, whoever wins this moves on to the finals. You really, really want to pick someone that you think will be hard to counterpick. And it will be a Loxis from Quantum. We're seeing a lot of Loxis in this tournament, but like only really in the back half, it feels like. People have been hearing me talk about in the server in the past couple of months about how no one plays Loxis. More people should play Loxis. He has a lot of decent matchups. And Naomi's counter to Loxis will be, she's going to think pretty hard about it. We'll see in a moment. It's going to be, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip the card. Do it. It's going to be Sebastian. I don't know about this. If Quantum plays his cards right as Loxis with Lightning Body and like Stone Gaze kills and Lightning Dragon Roar kills, he can really keep his top fate available to him. And if he's able to keep that top fate available, he can really stop Sebastian from getting tokens. Now, Sebastian can take advantage of those times where Loxis is very fate locked and there's nothing he can do about it, like Mystigan on the top fate or like a Natsu on the top fate that obviously won't be killed by Stone Gaze or whatnot. So definitely Sebastian can take advantage of some fate locks. You can fate lock Loxis. But the problem is that Sebastian only really cares about fate locks in the mid-game. The mid-game is really when Sebastian wants to get his fate locks going and like he's got all of his setup done and can start setting up his token clears. We're going to see an immediate morning tea at Houndsworth, moving CL to Funeral Parlor. That's a very strong first turn for Sebastian, especially when going first. Quite good. But Loxis in the mid-game is when it's easiest for him to uncover the top fate. Oh, this is exactly what happened in the earlier Loxis game. Immediate Happy Whiff is very unfortunate to see. And if Loxis started with the Lightning Dragon Roar, he can actually just get Gajeel out of here, undo that fate, and do a discard fate, which is very good. He does have it. So it's not super common because there are only 2 copies of Lightning Dragon Roar. But Loxis a lot of times doesn't mind going second because if it's a 3 or a 2 strength on this top fate, you can Lightning Dragon Roar them right off and get use of that very strong discard, gain 1, play fate. William here is pretty nice. Immediately get a 4 strengther out. I'm not sure where you put CL. The immediate morning tea makes movement pretty inert here. I think Central London is probably the best position because now there's no way for, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. I would still make Naomi have to deal with the top fate. The main thing here is that putting CL at Central London, because he's not at Morning Tea and he's not at Funeral Parlor or Houndsworth, it means that Naomi can't immediately, by going to Phantom Hive, gaining power and moving, Naomi cannot immediately do a Yes My Lord to get William out of here. We are going to see a Delicious Soul. Moving William into that doesn't really matter because Quantum could have done the move, or Naomi could have done the move to get the Delicious Soul off anyway, so not a big deal. Just in general, keeping that top fate locked down and putting William there is important because Loxis wants a little bit of breathing room in this early game. And an immediate We Are Fairy Tale Encounter Magic. That is very unfortunate for Naomi. Very unfortunate indeed to immediately get that with fate. That gives Quantum a lot of wiggle room, especially because with 0 power and this positioning and all, there's no way that Naomi can fate next turn. So Quantum is going to get a guaranteed turn to go back to an uncovered guild hall. Whether he goes to Outskirts or Magnolia here, which he's going to Magnolia probably because he wants to get that 3 power and has some cards to play. He's got his Ecriture out, and he's guaranteed to get to go to guild hall next turn, if that ends up being a good turn for him, which it most likely will. So very, very unfortunate whiff for Naomi. That gives Loxis a lot of momentum in this early game that she really didn't want him to have. I assume the Delicious Soul pulled out the ring, so probably what we're going to see from Naomi here, and I think it probably will be her best play no matter what, is to just go to Funeral Parlor, play the ring to London, and then discard whatever you want to discard and end your turn. There any 0? Could play another Delicious Soul. Didn't discard anything. Wow, that must be a goated hand. That hand must be insane. I discard constantly as Sebastian because you want to get to, like, Pocket Watch, get all your items out, draw your kill cards to, like, kill William and all. We're going to see Evergreen thrown out. Her ability doesn't do anything here, but that's fine. It's just good to have her in play and get that hand movement going to draw the other heroes you need. We're going to see Drossel or Grell here. I would probably play Drossel because you actually want a 4-strengther like Grell in the discard for cinematic records. And, Drossel, you could move CL back into Central London, which would stop the Phantom Hive ring play. It means that Drossel will immediately get clashed, but that's fine. It's fine to let Drossel immediately get clashed here if it takes away that Phantom Hive ring turn. No, I wouldn't put him there. Even that just lets him gain 1. And now Naomi can actually just go to William and get the William kill. It's not a bad play because it means Drossel can't be killed. It's not bad, but I would have just let Drossel go for the sake of making a truly awful London turn, and then if you get like Angela or something on the top fate right after, or on the bottom fate right after, then you super lock down the ring and the CL shenanigans. So this is not a bad play, it's just not necessarily the play I would make. I play a lot of both of these villains. I'm gonna come off as so backseaty in this game. But anyways, this is a very strong start for Quantum. That with Fate, I can't stress enough. That was a very important with Fate for Quantum. We're actually going to see a Pluto kill and then moving CL back in. That is very interesting. Not a move you love to see Sebastian have to do, but not bad. So on the outskirts here to get a Fate and play something cheap, I definitely wouldn't hate from Quantum if he has something to play. Otherwise, you do just want to go to Magnolia and build up power fast. The more power Loxis has in the late game, the easier it is for him to do his thing. We're going to see a biding time, or are we going to go straight into a freed play and start getting heroes out, potentially? Honestly, I could see getting Bixlow first, but you probably do want to do freed, and it is going to be freed. The reason why I mentioned you might want to get Bixlow first is I know we have some sold, at least a soul doll in the discard, and Loxis is very low on power right now. Sebastian is about to start hitting. He's got Ring out and he's got CL out. He's about to start hitting his stride where he can, like, do demonic shenanigans. And so I worry about Loxis being low on power when Sebastian can really get a lot of Fate going. But this isn't bad at all to get freed out. Now when Bixlow is played, you get another trigger on freed, which is nice. But really needs to get some soul dolls out, get some power gain, because you want to be at least 2 power as Loxis basically at all times. Make sure you can always throw out Lightning Body when you need it. Make sure that you can Thought Projection back at least Evergreen and Bixlow, if not freed. We're going to see the gain 3 in a Pocket Watch and then move in the Pocket Watch to choose Delicious Soul. Interesting. Naomi wants to go to Houndsworth, Delicious Soul, Demonic or something, and then Clash William. Gonna pull Natsu, which is quite unfortunate for Quantum. That's going to require one more hero play from him, and that is going to basically lock down that top fate for a little bit. What is Quantum going to do here? See, this is what I mean about, like, playing freed might be a little too hasty, because now your outskirts is blocked, so you're not gaining a power off of it, and you have nothing to do, really. You don't have power to do any fancy plays. Unless you have, like, Gloating, Biding Time, or Soul Doll, you have nothing to play at your shenanigans. We're going to see a Stone Gaze on the Natsu. I think that that's a good play. You really want to... You can't... This early in the game, especially against Sebastian, against Sebastian in general, you can't really let your top fate be locked down. I've actually spoken with Falk recently, and he thinks that killing Natsu, other than, like, in the first turn or two, is not a good thing to do. I don't necessarily agree with him. I think that even if it leads to you having to play out and kill one more hero, letting Natsu just kill your fate pressure or kill your Cardia turns isn't something that you can really afford to deal with. Naomi did do that turn that I said, by the way, which is why I wasn't paying much attention to it. She just went over to Houndsworth, played Delicious Soul, probably to get... might have even chosen Cleaning Up, but probably to get Demonic, and then just clashed William and cleaned up the territory. We are going to see Quantum go over to Magnolia. He's gaining more power. Throwing his Stone Gaze on Gray is kind of interesting here. I probably would have tried to save that Stone Gaze for another hero. Yeah, especially if you're... Oh, no, if you're playing Bixlow, why would you play the Stone Gaze first? Wait and see what hero comes out. You might want to Stone Gaze like a Mystigan or a Mirajane instead. This is going to blow up Natsu at least, and that will trigger a Soul Doll, which will get a gain 1 and a draw, which again, that 2 power is really what you want to be at as Loxis. You want even more than that if you can help it, but at least the 3. Don't forget freed. Don't forget freed. Don't forget freed. Am I insane? You have to play 4 more heroes, buddy. What are you doing? That is a big mistake. I'm not sure why he would not try and play a hero here. He doesn't have to worry about, like, clipping himself with Mystigan or anything. Yeah, now we see that Naomi has Demonic out, which means Naomi can just become a Fate monster here. I don't think we've seen... No, Happy has gone by. Happy was in the first Fate. Yeah, I could have played Urza. Mirajane to Cardia is probably the play here. Otherwise, you put Urza or Mirajane at the top Fate. Mirajane to Cardia would definitely be annoying for Quantum if he wants to try and start getting some speed. Honestly, I would probably play Mirror Jane no matter what, because you don't want to give him a kill on Urza somehow to start triggering thought projection nonsense. We could see a lightning body clash on, whatchamacallit? Now, that Stone Gaze would not have gone on Urza, by the way, if he had triggered Freed first and played Urza, I just want to point out. However, I still would have kept the Stone Gaze for later, because, like, look at this lightning body kill. Using it on Gray is such a waste. But, more so than that, good Angela turn. Henry? Henry? I know that Demonic is out, but still, you should play Angela and set this Fate deck to get Ronald turns going. Like, Ronald and both cinematic records are in here. You have the opportunity to really get rid of some bad Fates. Like, just do it again in Madame Red, which don't do a lot right here. We are going to see the clash on Gray, obviously. And really set up. Like, if you see Ronald in cinematic records on this Angela setup, man, you could do a lot there. Yeah, there goes Henry to Demonic. So, Hero was dying to Demonic no matter what, but then CL's just going to pull it back in. And then a Delicious Soul. Probably going to take the early cleaning up here, I would imagine. Because with the aggressive way Naomi is playing with Demonic, which I don't think is bad of her to do here at all, not really in a good position to get Dark Influence. Did pick cleaning up and then changed her mind. Doesn't have to show what that card is. And we're going to see a Fate. There's Mystigan and Lucy and Loki. So that stops the Lightning Body top Fate usage. Could see a Cardia turn here. Could see a Magnolia just to gain some power and try and do something. Naomi's still debating something. No, she's done. Never mind. What is Quantum going to do in this situation? He is low on power, which is not where any Loxis player wants to be. If he has a Thunder Legion, he could have a pretty decent turn at Cardia. He could go to Cardia, use Thunder Legion thanks to Lightning Body to move Bixlow to Mystigan, play a Soul Doll to Mystigan, give Mystigan -1, and then do the punch. The Soul Doll gives 1, and then you Thought Projection back out Bixlow. I threw out a lot of plays there. That wouldn't be too bad. And then that would be 2 plays, so you'd be able to weaken Mirror Jane down for a potential Lightning Dragon Roar as well. But it looks like he is going to go to Magnolia. Must have a different plan in mind. Might not have the cards I was saying. He's going to throw out a Gloating. He just wants to draw a lot. Discarding a Soul Doll. And then he's going to Stone Gaze Mira. Always worthwhile. Still has his Lightning Body. He can't go to his top Fate because of Mystigan. We're going to see the CL move to gain 3 and get Demonic back out. Naomi is just going to play the heavy Fate game for a while here and just really slow down Loxis. I think we could see Fairy Laws in here, which would get rid of the Lightning Body, essentially. Yeah, Quantum had a really strong start, but Naomi has been able to get her setup done and just absolutely blow away with Fates really fast. So it is definitely back in her favor. We are going to see her choose to play Levy and take away the gain 1 at Outskirts along with that move action. I think that's very fair. Choosing to play her at Magnolia to take away the double play. I think the main thing she's doing by doing that Magnolia instead is stopping the free Bixlow kill. This is definitely going to be a Cardia turn from Quantum, I think. He's going to get to draw 6. He can really pick and choose his hand here. He should have the majority of options of his deck. Well, not the majority, but a lot of options. He's got 10 in hand, 12 in his discard. Or in his deck now on the reshuffle. So, almost a majority. But I think definitely you want to find an opportunity to probably throw out like Thunder or Dragon Force or something, especially since Fairy Law is gone now. Or another Lightning Body to potentially punch Levy with it later. Really? Going to Outskirts here? Especially when you might pull Ronald and not be able to move him to London. We're going to see a Lightning Dragon Roar to kill Levy? It's fine. Not my favorite decision here. After that Gloating, I would probably try and wait to pull another Lightning Body to go over there and Lightning Body kill Levy. I would have gone to Cardia here and tried to clean house. in some fashion. Might not, he should have had the cards in hand to be able to do some Thunder Legion shenanigans, though, after that gloating. We're going to see a cinematic and do it again here. So here he can cinematic William or the other person I'm thinking of. Grell. It doesn't really matter which one he cinematics. He just wants to put someone at Houndsworth and force Naomi to spend 3 power, essentially, on uncovering it via Demonic. At some point, Naomi is going to have to, or Naomi, sorry, is going to have to start, like, not just Demonicking every turn and spending power on getting a plan done. A set-aside effect, whatever they're called. There's William. I think that'll do it. Quantum is thinking, oh, he moved CL. Yeah, moving CL into Pocket Watch is good here because you can't immediately pull back Demonic. I don't think it's really going to do much because what's going to happen is that Nami's going to go here, blow up William with Demonic, move CL back, then next turn, because he's Fate Locked, next turn go to Central London, gain 3, move CL into Demonic, into Pocket Watch for Demonic. Naomi is playing a very, very aggressive Sebastian game, which I think against Loxis is kind of what you have to do. Quantum is going to have to, like, Quantum is going to have to start taking some big swing turns on getting ally plays and kills. Because if he doesn't start doing swing turns, Loxis is capable of big swing turns where he can kill like 2 or even 3 heroes in one turn. And then gaining a lot of power via soul dolls and whatnot. Quantum really needs to start doing that, or he's never going to be able to overcome the sheer amount of fading that Naomi is doing here. Gajiel is fine to get here. Just anyone that... So this is going to force the lightning body away, no matter what. We could see Quantum go to Magnolia. Honestly, going to Magnolia, if you have, like, Dragon Force plus Lightning Dragon Roar to blow up Mystigan and Gajiel at the cost of them immediately, I think would be pretty worthwhile. We're going to see a battle invite here. Don't love that. It's going to be Gray. Setting Gray up potentially for the, whatchamacallit kill later. No, this is fine, actually, because he can do the Bixlow kill. Is that what he's doing? He's Bixlow killing here? Unfortunate that he can't set up a lightning body kill on that later, but it does get rid of, it does let a kill happen, which is going to let him trigger a lot of abilities. He's going to move Thought Projection. He wants to put Bixlow right back there. This will let him get a Soul Doll out. I would put the Soul Doll at Cardia and immediately do that gain 1 on the Stone Gaze kill. Indeed, he is going to do just that. See, this is the kind of turns that he needs. So that's 2 kills in one go. It also, like, he's gaining power overall. Don't forget to gain your 1 from that Soul Doll, buddy. Did he? He might have. I think he... Did he? I thought he would be at 3. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be at 3. There you go. And he gets to draw a card. Don't forget to use Freed and Evergreen. Don't forget the big... Oh, you used Evergreen to do the Stone Gaze kill. Use Freed. Why is he not using Freed? Am I insane? Like, he knows he has to play 3 more heroes, right? Did he use... He didn't use Freed there. He used Battle Invite to play Gray, and then Mirror Jane was already there. Why is he not using Freed? He's, like, he should have 2 more heroes out already. He should only need 1 more hero play. He's, unless I'm mistaken, which I might be, he's whiffed on, or he's passed on using Freed's ability twice. You gotta get those heroes out and stack them at Outskirts and start getting kills. Yeah, probably Urza here, to be honest. Putting her at Cardia doesn't really do much. You could take away the gain 1 move at Outskirts. The move doesn't really matter, but the gain 1, any amount of power you can deny Loxis is nice. It's really either Outskirts or Cardia. He's definitely got the power to throw down. Yeah, I don't think I'd double cover anything because he's definitely got the power and he's probably close to drawing a Dark Ecriture. It would just give him an Ecriture, like a pay 2 for an extra Ecriture kill word. Sorry, I'm dying. In the end, it looks like Naomi is going to take away that gain 1 at Outskirts, which I don't think is a bad play at all because Cardia... Urza can't really effectively guard Cardia with the positioning of Freed and Thought Projection right now anyway. Alright, Quantum is going to try and stop cleaning up here. I don't think it's possible, though, because of Demonic. Got a Stone Gaze on Mistigan. That's very good. He needs to open back up this top Fate to get some Fate momentum back. We are going to see Ronald here finally. Yeah, if he played that Angela earlier, he could have set up Ronald into cinematic records. I knew it. I knew it. And he could have gotten rid of, like, I think he drew 2 do-it-agains that don't really do much. There's nothing he can do to stop cleaning up here. Which is not that big of a deal, because cleaning up is, like, impossible to stop in late-game Sebastian anyway. This isn't the token that you have to worry about stopping. This is basically the Sebastian freebie. In the end, he is actually just going to choose to do it again to move Pocket Watch way out of the way. Honestly, I would move Phantom Ivorying too. Oh no, wait, no, it's one item, one ally. Never mind. Sorry, I'm stupid. I was thinking of a different card from our new expansion, I think. Flawless Butler just for a 2 cost. Oh, to play a free Dark Influence. Ooh, that's really good. That gets the token on CL. Yeah, this is definitely looking pretty Naomi favored. Quantum really needs to start getting kills. Man, it's hard for him to start getting kills when he doesn't have heroes out to kill, man. Should have been doing those freed plays. There's never really a reason to not, in my opinion, as a Loxis player, there's never a reason not to use Freed's ability unless you already have enough heroes out. Maybe if you, like, know you're gonna, like, get Natsu, like a Natsu Gajeel combo or something, you could debate it. But you need heroes out to be putting Stone Gazes on them, to be hitting them with Ecritures, so on and so forth. You can't afford to, like, dilly-dally. Quantum thinking very hard about what he's going to do here. He really just needs to go to Cardia and try and do some kind of Cardia turn. He's going to go to Magnolia Streets. Okay, what are we doing here? Just biding his time. Gloating Dark Ecritures and Soul Doll is what he had there. Gloating Dark Ecritures, Soul Doll. There wasn't anything super impressive he could do with that. He did not need to show us that was Thunder Legion. Biding Time does not... Biding Time lets you pick any card, so it does not make you show it. Well, he might have pulled it from the discard, actually. If you pulled it from the discard, you're technically supposed to show it because that's open information. Play Demonic for 2 here because of Flawless Butler and then still get Dark Influence. That would probably be what I would do. No, you can't do that. This means you don't get Dark Influence. Yeah, don't do that. Moves the Pocket Watch closer. You want Pocket Watch at Funeral Parlor or Houndsworth. Ideally, Funeral Parlor. Playing Finian for 1, getting a discount on Finian is pretty nice here. I think that she has Demonic in hand. Maybe she doesn't. I still would have gone for Demonic. Probably Fairy Law here. Not sure if he has a form in his hand or not, but forcing his turn to be pay 2 to get rid of Fairy Law. Pay 2 and lose your play a card. It's pretty damaging. Levy doesn't really do much here. There's not an immediate Dark Ecritures kill or anything. So that's going to be Dark Influence on CL. So now those are the 2 easiest plans for Sebastian to get done. Now Naomi has to do one of the more complicated ones, and it looks like she's already setting up potentially for whatever I'm thinking of. He's going to play Dragon Force for 2 and then get rid of Fairy Law, and then we're going to see a Fate. Cinematic Ronald, put him back at Central London. Probably the best thing to do here. Definitely Quantum is playing from behind here, though. He's really gotta make some progress in getting heroes out and getting kills, like, ASAP. Sebastian is going to be setting up for... He's got 3 other options. Chess Negotiation, which needs an ally and item at every location, which is probably the most difficult one to do. Then Strict Discipline, which just needs 12 strength of allies plus Sebastian at a location. There's going to be the Demonic play. Going to immediately kill Ronald? Immediately kill Ronald. Of course, why else would you go here and do that? Getting Pocket Watch back into position, which is very good. And then the other one is Phantom Hive Manor, which normally requires Pocket Watch and Pluto shenanigans. You can also do something with Sebastian, but doing it with Sebastian, honestly, trying to get whatchamacallit with Sebastian, trying to get Phantom Hive Manor objective, Grandiose Party. Trying to get Grandiose Party using Sebastian is probably more difficult than doing chess negotiation, to be honest. I usually try and go for Phantom Hive Manor myself, but if I have the opening for Strict Discipline, I try and set up Strict Discipline and Phantom Hive at the same time. The thing is it's harder to set up Strict Discipline overall, and it's very telegraphed. Whereas it's much quicker and instant to set up Phantom Hive, to set up Grandiose Party, and then just immediately do it before the opponent can really react to it. Because you just need, like, CL adjacent to Pocket Watch, and then you can, like, go to Funeral Parlor, play Grandiose, play Pluto to Phantom Hive, and then you have it, and your opponent has to stop it right then, and if they're Fate Locked, they can't, or you get it. Phantom Hive, you usually have to get out at least, like, 2, maybe 3 allies, and then you have to have good CL positioning and probably either a Silverware or Demonic or both. It takes a little more work to get it set up, whereas Phantom Hive can be really just snap and it's done. And then there are rare times where you try and do chess negotiation. Honestly, this isn't a bad setup to try and do chess negotiation, which is really funny. But chess negotiation is definitely the difficult one. We're seeing a Thunder Legion play here. Getting the happy discard is very important. Unfortunately, I think I was about to say this might be a Natsu pull, which puts Gajeel up to 5. This will kill Mystigan with the Stone Gaze and trigger the Soldal. Oh, no, he's actually going to put a -1 on Urza. Interesting. Oh, so he can get the Vanquish. Yeah, get the Vanquish and then Thought Project and then kill Mystigan. Very good. I didn't realize that he still had his Vanquish for some reason. That'll get rid of Urza. Are we supposed to be at 6 or 5 resolve here? Probably 6. Nope, 5. We're going to see the Thought Projection, get Evergreen back out. Probably I would put the Soldal straight into Mystigan and then blow up Mystigans with the Stone Gaze. Immediate happy discard again is fantastic. It's a little bit of luck like that Quantum really needs to get back in this game right now. And he can kill Urza with Ecriture if he really wants to. We're going to see the Mystigan explosion. That'll put him at 4 resolve. He has to play 2 more heroes. He'd have to play 0 more heroes if he had... Well, he probably would have pulled Freed with... Or pulled Natsu with one of the earlier Freed ones, so he'd probably still need at least 1 more play, but... Still at least 2 more hero plays, either through Freed or Battle Invite here, we're looking at. Mystigan and Happy both in the discard is very nice for Quantum. He has a lot of potential to maybe pull a 2 Strength or 2 Dark Ecriture and then be able to Lightning Body Clash them later. He also has a lot of power. We could potentially see a late game Thunder Palace. We're going to see Naomi use Pocket Watch to pull something out. It's going to be the Strict Discipline. That is what she has decided she's going for. Or you're going to see the Ring used for a double play here. Maybe play an ally and the Discipline, or just play 2 allies in general to set up for it more. If you get 2 allies at Funeral Parlor, then is going to play the Discipline. Then it's pretty hard to stop without Drossel. And then a Mind Control to stop any messing around with the stuff. And then a lot of discard. 4 Strength. With Finian, it'll be 4 with Sebastian there, with CL, thanks to the ability. Honestly, we are Fairy Tail Natsu into Guildhall, or Cardia. Either or is really strong here. We are Fairy Tail Urza into Guildhall? Why would you not choose Natsu? Get Urza away from the Freed or Bixlow kill, I guess? I probably would have moved Natsu, but this is also fair. But if Naomi, this is 8 strength, Naomi, I don't think Naomi can get 4 strength out immediately without the double play. So a hero covering funeral parlor words will probably stop Discipline. I think Naomi might have jumped the gun a little bit on playing that. She is forcing Quantum to respond to it, though, which is something. He is going to choose to discard Yes, My Lord in the end. Debating keeping that last card, whatever it is. If that last card is an ally, I would have played the ally and saved Strict Discipline for another turn, because if Quantum goes to his bottom fate and locks himself there, then next turn you could play like a guaranteed strict discipline. I think Naomi might have jumped the gun a little bit here, but I don't know what Naomi's hand is, so Naomi might have a way to guarantee this. Or Naomi just really wants to force Quantum into fading this turn. There's Levy, so that's a potential 2 strengther to lightning body clash later. Gonna get the -1 on Urza. And then get a soul doll out. Probably put it at Urza, because that's who you're going to want to kill with Evergreen. Yeah. You don't really want to do the Bixlow kill on Levy, because you want to be able to do a lightning body clash on Levy. Especially because you need to keep fate pressure right now. Then you got to put Madame Red at the funeral parlor. I think if you block funeral parlor, strict discipline might be stopped. Because I don't think there's any ally other than Finian that Naomi can play that immediately has 4 strength. And Naomi needs 12 strength. It'll be 4 from Sebastian, 4 from Finian. And then all of the other allies are like 2 or 3 strengthers. Baldroy is just whatever, the whatchamacallit card that I'm thinking of. Silverware is just +2. All of the allies are +3. I don't think there's any way without playing 2 cards. Oh, I'm putting Drossel on top to absolutely mess with it. I would have put Angela on top still. But, I respect the idea here. That should stop strict discipline, which means Quantum has got 1 more turn. At least, before that last token hits. He's in a pretty strong position here. 1, 2, 3. He just needs to play 1 more ally. I think Happy and maybe also Fairy Law, but at least Happy is in the discard. Mira Jane to Cardia would hurt a lot right now. Mira Jane to Cardia would be really bad for him. That's probably the worst case scenario for him at the moment. Which Naomi might just go and gain 3 at Funeral Parlor and clash Madame Red. She might not even go to Houndsworth this turn. Honestly, if I was her, I would probably go to Houndsworth, move CL, not play a card unless it's Delicious Soul, to make sure you don't reshuffle, to try and grab back strict discipline or something else, depending. Naomi will be fading this turn, is going to move CL. Did she hear my play? No, she's going to throw out the Undertaker, which unfortunately is a little too late to make use of his ability. That will just reshuffle the deck if she uses his ability. It's going to reshuffle when she draws at the end of her turn anyway. Oh, this is going to force strict discipline to be... I think strict discipline... It's going to force strict discipline to be in the discard instead of being in the deck by using Undertaker. Yeah. So that way she can easily get it back with Pocket Watch. We're going to see her pull Gray here. Gray doesn't do a lot in this situation. Interesting. I probably still would have covered Cardia here just to make Quantum do the Freed kill instead of the Evergreen kill on Urza, but whatever. A Stone Gaze would be fantastic here. Or even Thunder Palace. But Stone Gaze would be chef's kiss. That is what Quantum really wants right now. He doesn't want to kill Levy because he wants to be able to Lightning Body Clasher if he has one coming up, if he can help it. Stone Gaze, either Gajiel or Gray. Honestly, I would probably Stone Gaze Gray here. Just to uncover the top fate, because you need to have the option. But Stone Gazing Gajiel, who is 5 strength, is not bad by any means. So this will probably be a kill on Urza. She's more annoying than Gray overall. Get 1 power, draw a card, bring that resolve down, and then you replay Evergreen to Gray so she can actually get the Vanquish on Gray. So that's a reason to Stone Gaze Gajiel instead, is that now he has the Vanquish as an option on Gray. We're going to see Juvia, which is fantastic. Good hero for him to pull. Gajiel should die here, and you should put a Soul Doll at Gajiel to gain 1 and draw 1, because I think you probably just want to get to your reshuffle here. He has all of the heroes he needs in play. He is going to have to deal with Natsu, who is 5 strength and annoying. But Juvia, Levy, and Gray are all easy to kill here. And that is going to... Oh, did he already use... Maybe he already used the Soul Doll. He must not have an extra Soul Doll. Going to take back the Strict Discipline. Playing Strict Discipline and Silverware. So now it just takes 1 ally. But you know Drossel is on top. Why would you do this? You're going to be able to mind control one of the allies back, but it's going to move CL, Finian. It's going to, like, split them all up. This isn't going to work. Lucy and Loki is tempting here because it puts it up by 2 on the resolve, but Mira Jane is more annoying. You probably want Mira Jane at Cardia here. The problem is I think we're probably going to see I think Naomi is checking for Lightning Body. Actually, we're probably going to see a Lightning Body punch on Juvia because it'll punch Levy and Juvia will take the kill. Mira Jane onto the top Fate. That's fair. Naomi is just trying to stop Fate pressure as much as possible. I think she's making a mistake by not doing it, getting like the Fate lock before that. Yeah, we are going to see the Lightning Body. So unfortunately for Quantum, because Juvia takes the hit here, he won't then be able to Ecriture Levy to death, which is actually going to slow him down a bit. We're going to see a Fate, and there's Drossel, and do it again. I would put Drossel on the top Fate just to cover it, and then move around. You move Finian left, you move Undertaker left, and then you move CL to the right. And then I don't think Mind Control can fix that. Maybe? Sebastian will be 2. You Mind Control Finian back. Sebastian will be 4 because of Silverware. No, it'll be Finian and Sebastian at the same location again, which is only going to be 8 strength. And then there's no ally you can play to get you back up to 4. So, you know, I hope Quantum sees it. I hope for Naomi's sake he doesn't. Yeah, you move Undertaker left, you move Finian left or right. That also works. And then, oh yeah, moving CL left is actually better because it messes up Phantom Ivering. He's good. Like, Naomi's got to fix that now. That also works. So then Mind Control triggers. Probably just going to put CL back in position. Oh, wait, can Naomi get it by putting CL at Houndsworth, actually? Yeah, I think that Naomi is going to be able to get it by putting CL at Houndsworth. Naomi's turn is going to have to be just going to Houndsworth and doing nothing. Because that's going to be 8 strength. It's going to be 10 strength, just has to play an ally. Baldroy? Another Silverware, that also does it. Can't clash because then you lose Silverware before the token triggers. So that is all 3 tokens on Naomi. I don't think this game is over quite yet, but it is very much Naomi's game to lose. Quantum needs to be... I don't think that fading helps Quantum very much right now. Quantum needs to go to Cardia and rush. Rush, rush, rush. Go get the gray kill with Evergreen. If you have a Stone Gaze Mira. Do the replay. I don't think that he can win fast enough compared to Sebastian. But that is his best shot. Pardon me. He's thinking really hard about what he wants to do here. He can go, because of Lightning Body, go and fade at the top fade if he really wants to fade here. I don't think it's possible for Naomi to get into Showdown, even if she has Delicious Soul, with this positioning of CL and all. So, and with the covers that have had, like the hero covering as it is. So, not necessary to fate right now, and that's why I think that Quantum needs to go for Progress instead. It's very unfortunate that Levy and Gray weren't, like, swapped so that he could potentially set up a Dark Ecriture kill. He's going to go to Cardia, gain 2. What are we going to see here? Got a... Lightning Dragon Roar on Levy isn't the worst here, to be honest. Lightning Dragon Roar on Levy, maybe a Stone Gaze on Mira would be ideal. Can't do that. Gray's in play. I don't know why you would want to do that anyway. Why would you do that? Okay, doing the Vanquish and then the Thought Projection move. Yeah. I'm assuming that Quantum just doesn't have a Stone Gaze here, which is very unfortunate. He kind of needs Stone Gaze to have a shot here, I think. You cannot move Evergreen. Gray is in play. Okay, Vanquish. There you go. Trying to work out if he can possibly hit Showdown here, because he kind of like... He almost needs to hit Showdown on this turn. If he doesn't, then Naomi will definitely get to go to the bottom fate. Fate most likely pull a hero or Happy or Fairy Law. And if another hero or something gets played here, then it's over. It's already kind of over, but it's definitely over if a hero gets played here. Why? This is the one time you shouldn't use Freed. I understand that you're trying to make sure that you have enough heroes to get the kill, I assume is what's doing here, to get into Showdown, but, like, if you have to take the time to do an extra kill, I don't think you're going to hit it anyway. Okay, doing it so that you can do the Dark Ecriture kill by Lightning Dragon Roaring Levy. Okay, I see the vision. I'm not sure I agree with the vision, but I see the vision. So that is Showdown on the Dark Ecriture kill on Lucy and Loki, but unfortunately a Fate here is almost certainly going to stop that. Yep. Just play Gajeel, 5-strength Gajeel to Cardia, or even to Guildhall, just to super lock down the top Fate. Actually, no, I'd put Mystic in Guildhall because it stops the Lightning Body Fate there. Forces Quantum to go to Outskirts, and puts one more, whatchamacallit, out. Opens up the room for a Dark Ecriture kill on Mystigan or Mirror Jane over there, but I don't think that matters. Naomi, like, has this game in the bag. I don't think it's possible for Loxis to go fast enough, especially not with this low of power, to be able to get into Showdown in time. His only hope, really, was a whiffed Fate there. I don't even think that it's possible for a Fate to have whiffed there. Because We Are Fairy Tail would have moved, like, Natsu or Lucy and Loki out of the Dark Ecriture kill. Counter Magic would have stopped the Dark Ecriture's ability. Fairy Law, Happy, all of those things would have stopped it. Just going to put Mystigan down at the double play, interestingly enough. I don't think it really matters where Mystigan goes. Again, this forces the Lightning Body to go away, I guess. I would just double cover at Guildhall, man. I know it opens up a Dark Ecriture kill, but, like, just ensure no shenanigans. Theoretically, this should be game Quantum needs to win in the next 2 turns, because what's going to happen, I'm not sure any Fate can stop it, moving CL is fine, is that Naomi moves to CL, plays Delicious Soul, kept a card in hand, it must be Delicious Soul. Oh, does a Yes My Lord kill, actually, that's fine. As long as Naomi draws Delicious Soul, it's like, it's game. This actually could delay Naomi another turn, because now a hero can go to Central London and stop Naomi from getting to CL on her turn, so I'm not sure I agree with that Yes My Lord play. I would have made sure, or at least put very good odds, that I could move to CL next turn, play Delicious Soul if I drew it, and then get the shenanigans. We are going to see the Dark Ecriture kill, or are we going to see a move to Mirror Jane and then play Thunder Dragon? You know, if Naomi gets... Oh no, going to Natsu. Must not have had Thunder Dragon. Moving Mystigan to be able to do the double... Oh, and a Thunder Palace kill. Okay, well that will trigger Showdown. Gotta do what you gotta do. Being that low on power is nightmarish, though. Ronald, at a bad time. Put Grell at Central London. Put Grell at Central London. Keep Ronald for the move play. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Put Grell at London. Make the Fate really bad. No, now you can... No. Now you can just move CL into... The only thing you want to do here is stop Sebastian from being at CL's location. Just put the hero here to stop them. No. Unless Quantum somehow has game on board, which I don't think he does with it being Natsu and Mirror Jane, there's like... I think the only play is putting Grell, so that you have Ronald for cinematic, putting Grell at Central London to stop the CL move into Delicious Soul, which gives you Demonic. He is thinking about this so hard. He's thinking about it so hard, and I don't think he's doing the right play. Unless I'm missing something and that play doesn't matter, but I think it would, right? It would guarantee one more turn of Naomi not being able to get the Delicious Soul. So now, DrQuantum did make it into Showdown, but now he basically has to hope that Naomi did not draw one of the 3 copies of Delicious Soul. If Naomi does not have Delicious Soul in hand, then I think that Quantum can win this. If Naomi has Delicious Soul in hand, Naomi should just go to Funeral Parlor, play Delicious Soul, play Demonic, blow up Ronald, and then win the following turn guaranteed, because there's no anything that Quantum could do at that point, no hero play, that would stop him from moving to a Clash and a Demonic, other than a replay of Ronald, I guess, but then you have Phantom Hive Manor, like, play an ally into Finian kill. Naomi must not have Delicious Soul, which means that Quantum is still in this game by the skin of his teeth. Why would you kill Ronald here? Now he can be, whatchamacallit. Okay, well, that clears the territory. But once again, you can be stopped from getting the Delicious Soul by having a hero placed at Central London. Oh, Fate locked, though, so it doesn't matter. I didn't even think about that part. What are you going to do here, Quantum? Thunder Dragon into Lightning Dragon Roar, maybe? If you have it, or just play out a Stone Gaze? Dragon Force? I said Lightning Dragon when I meant Dragon Force. Biding time into a Lightning Dragon Roar. If Naomi drew it, she wins because there's no Fate here. You just do the Phantom Hive Ring CL move, and then you do the normal move, and then you play Delicious Soul in its game. Double move? Oh, and if there's a Delicious Soul in there, it's super over. Gain 3? Why? Didn't have Delicious Soul? Didn't have Delicious Soul. Alright, fair enough. All of the Delicious Souls are in the deck. That's so funny. Yeah, you just throw down Juvia wherever. It doesn't matter. I don't think it does, at least. Make sure that Mira can't die. Man, these games have all come down to the wire on time. I needed to be done in the next 10 minutes, which realistically with the Sebastian setup it should be. Imagine if all 3 Delicious Souls are in like the bottom 3 cards. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild. Well, if Naomi drew it, then she should have game. Oh, and Quantum is just going to Guildhall anyway. Lightning Dragon Roar, kill them both with the normal Dragon Force Clash. He's just betting that she didn't draw it because if she drew it, it's game anyway, so he'll just end with Natsu on his board. She drew it. That is game for Naomi. Very, very close. I think that those not playing hero moments with Freed probably are what did Quantum in the end. It would be hard to know because it would have changed the way the game played a lot. But you really got to be using Freed to get those heroes out ASAP. You really, really gotta. But yeah, still great game from both players. Very, very close set overall. So congratulations to Naomi for moving on. Let's go take a look at the bracket and see what we're looking at. And so with that victory, we will see Naomi moving on into the finals this year. Out in round 1 last year, made it to the finals this year. Naomi is a very good competitor, and she will be going up against either D. Gessner or Kodake for this year's title. DrQuantum, we have not seen the last of him just yet. He has moved down to the bottom section of the bracket where he will be having a third-place match against the other loser in the semifinals. So we are very, very close to the end of tournament arc. We have 3 more games to go, 1 more semifinal, then we'll do the third-place match, and then it'll be the finale. So the next game we have will be D. Gessner versus Kodake to see how the bracket shakes out for those last 2 games. I hope you're all excited as this year's tournament arc starts to wind down, and I'll see you next time for the other semifinal match. Until then, farewell.